Well, we're live. Hi, welcome everybody. If you managed to watch live today, thanks for watching us. We appreciate you joining us. You are here with myself, Dick Wade, and of course Daz Sutton. And between us, we are the committee. Daz is the committee chairman. I'm the general gopher and runner arounder. And we are going to put on a very nice dinner for everybody in 2026, and that's what we want to talk about. So this is Dad's and I's second attempt at putting on a nice evening. The first one was a great success. And Daz, what we got lined up, mate? What's the plan for our little chat today?
Well, the most important thing, Dick, is to introduce everybody to the booking. We're open. We're officially open. We've tested it out with one or two of you that Dick's trialled it out with, and the hotel as well, with Elka and her team in the hotel. So really the purpose of this is to launch Dick's magic form, which is absolutely brilliant, by the way. So massive thanks to Dick here for putting all the effort in there. We discussed it, and it's just a great way to gather in all the data to get all the information we need, so we can put on a great event for you again in March 2026. So it's genuine big thanks, Dick. It's that good, everybody. When Dick presented it to Britannia Hotels, you all know what an entrepreneur Dick is. They loved it so much. It's better than their system. So I think Dick's in negotiation now to sell this to Britannia Hotels.
I will make a note of that, though. That's not a bad little idea. That's a good little idea.
And if he's not, he should be, because it is great. So that's the purpose, to launch it, and you can book it, and we're live now. So what do people need to know then, Dick?
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And what I'll do in a minute, I'll show the form and also the brochure that we've put together. But I think you're very kind. Your words are very kind. But everyone knows it's a team approach. We're in this, and it works pretty well. So we'll continue that theme, won't we? Because it went well last time. I've got a couple of thank yous to make, if I may, though. So what we did, we developed the form, everybody. We put it together, and then Daz and I went through it, and then Daz was the initial guinea pig and filled it in on behalf of him and Linda, and that was our sort of initial test pilot. On the back of that, we made a couple of minor tweaks, but then we wanted to widen the test group, if you like. So we invited in a couple of other people, and they do warrant mention here, actually. So first of all, Brian Tanucci, thank you very much indeed for your input, and then particular thanks to Phil Vandenberg. So Phil did the form on behalf of himself and his good lady wife Jennifer, and made some really valid comments that I hadn't thought of. So it wasn't that we'd missed a trick. What we hadn't thought of a particular scenario, and then we took Phil's comments on board and we incorporated that into the form. I then invited Jeff McGowan. So Jeff, big thank you. Who then test drove the almost final version. And I'm going to have to mention this because Jeff will never let me live this down as long as I shall live. Jeff noticed my spelling error, so thank you, Professor McGowan, for pointing out. But I have, and I mean it genuinely, thank you, because I missed it. It was a spelling error that everybody would have seen, and I didn't. We've changed that as well. So the way it works then is dead straightforward. Why don't I show people the form? Bear with me 1 second while I bring it in. And so very straightforward. After Daz and I have finished today, this form will be live now. This form will be widely available to everybody, and it will be pinned in the Facebook group, to the top of the Facebook group, and it will be linked into the notes that accompany this video that we're sending out live to YouTube. So it will be there for everyone to see. And it's a straightforward process. You click the link either on the Facebook group, the YouTube show notes, or the brochure that will be downloadable on the Facebook group immediately after this. And I'll show you that brochure in a moment also. And so very simply, it's a format that everyone's used to. It's a click the link, and then you'll end up on this form here. And what you can see in front of you is a little introduction. And there's a couple of points to mention there. It's got all the dates of the dinner, obviously, 20th to the 22nd of March, and there's various packages available. Those are very clearly explained within the brochure that accompanies this form, and also that will be widely available to you. So it explains when and where and how to get there. But more importantly, it's worth us mentioning here, at the point, so it's like a one-stop shop. You'll only need to visit this form once, and once you've completed the data and clicked submit, that will land in our database. And then there's an automated system behind this. So at the point where you click submit, we get alerted, we get to know about it, and all of the information that you've actually submitted drops into our database. And at that same time, the hotel is alerted someone's just filled a booking form, and they will then take over that side of the that side of it relating to accommodation, booking you in, and payments. That's the hotel's business. So Daz and I are not involved in any way, shape or form with the financial side of it. We thought we'd keep that separation for transparency purposes. So any dealings regarding finances or accommodation, that's with the hotel. But Daz and I will be keeping a very close eye on it. And as time progresses and the bookings start coming in, we will update you like we did last time as to who's booked in, because people really, really wanted to see that last time. I think, Daz, that was one of the most popular things, wasn't it? People want to know who's come in and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, and just to emphasise, you're registering with us, you're giving us your data. What dates do you want to stay? Is it a 1, 2, 3 night stay? Do you just want to come for the meal, whatever it might be? Who's your guest, etc.? We've got all that data. So when you send that to us, that is like a formal booking, which we immediately share with the hotel, and then they will be contacting you directly to take the payment. We have there's no monetary involvement from our side of you. So, brilliant. So yeah, just like Dick said there.
Okie dokie. And then, well, things change. You know, life goes on and events happen. So there may be occasions where people have booked in and perhaps paid, and something kicks off in their life that means they can't go to the dinner. We understand that. And so we've been built into the system two things. When you fill the form in, that gives you're also at that point just giving Daz and I your permission, and it's clearly laid out. You're giving your consent for Daz and I to share the data on that form with the hotel. And without that, they can't take on the bookings and get all the food ordered and all the rest of it. So that's pretty much a straightforward thing. And as you can see on the screen in front of you, there's a cut-off. So 10 o'clock on Wednesday, the 18th of March. So it's just before the dinner. If you've booked and you've paid and you no longer wish to go for whatever reason, then you can cancel without penalty prior to the 18th of March 2026, and that's the cut-off date. After that, unfortunately, it's the hotel policy that no refunds can be given. I don't know if they make exceptions, but that's the information we've got currently. That's the cut-off date. They've invested the time and the money and all that allocation of accommodation, but there may be the odd occasion, I guess, where real extreme circumstances could result in a refund, but that won't be within Daz and I's control. That will be a sort of a contract between you and the hotel. So the form itself.
Just one other point there, Dick, is so what we're doing, if you notice, we're reversing the data, because one of our biggest challenges last time was everybody booked direct with the hotel, which was nice and easy, made sense. But then Dick and I were, as the months progressed, we were screaming for the hotel, who's booked? Let us know. Give us a date, give us a time. And they gave us what they could, but because of data protection, they couldn't give us everything. So that presented us challenges with things like the seating plan, rooms, etc. So we're sort of reversing that, so we've got more control, and then we give the information to the hotel, and then we can plan things even better.
I think that makes sense, doesn't it, Daz? It's to make the process that much slicker, because that was one of our pinch points last time. We worked around it. We got through it, but we saw it as an opportunity for improvement this time, and we've grabbed it by the neck and incorporated that into our sort of process. So very briefly, the form, I don't need to go through the questions, but I'll just show you the outline of it. It's really self-explanatory. You literally open the form from the links that we referred to earlier. You see them two daft buggers at the top of it. Look, there's me, Daz, on the night of the dinner. That was just before, so we didn't know how it was going to go, did we? So as it happened, it went okay. And then literally, as you go through the form, everyone just simply click and tick, whatever you want, click what you want, and you can see clearly what that's going to cost you. So when the hotel does contact you directly for payment, you know exactly what you're paying, and it's just what you'd expect. Who are you? Your main contact details, bearing in mind by completing the form, you consenting to Daz and I sharing this with the hotel, names of your guests, and then, as you would expect, what do you want to eat? And then, more importantly, it does ask later on if you have any special requests or dietary equipment, this came from Phil Vandenberg's comments, which I was really appreciated actually. There may be people, for whatever reasons, who can't eat beef Wellington and or even vegetarian beef Wellington, and that's fine. So, but I'd made the form a mandatory requirement. So now the third option is, well, I don't want any of those, and you will discuss direct with the hotel. So if the options, and we've stuck with the same menus last time, it got rave reviews. It was really well done, I must say. It was just nice, So we've stuck with that. But you do have an option if you can't eat that for whatever dietary needs you may have, then click that I don't want any of the above. And then when the hotel call you for money for payment for the hotel and accommodation, for example, they'll discuss that with you because they will have access to the information you've submitted. And that's it. And then at the very end, let me just zip through to the very end. You get an option like last time. Is there any information that we need to know? Anything you want to tell Daz and I so that we can make your stay, your event, the most enjoyable that it can be for you and your guests? And where we can, we will accommodate all of those requests within reason, obviously. And then finally there, you'll see a little final section that says, is there anybody you particularly want to sit next to? And let me get rid of that now. So that's our little form. That's pretty straightforward. And shall I show the brochure very quickly, Daz?
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, they've got much more professional now, Britannia. The Britannia Coventry they're still under the Britannia chain, but they've been deemed an elite hotel. So there's only, I think, about half a dozen of them around the country. Yeah. And quite rightly, Coventry, they've been chosen as one of these 6 or 8 elite hotels. That's had massive refurbishment, and so things have got much more organised there as well.
That's you make a really good point there, Daz, because I was at the hotel a little while ago. I had to pop in and pick something up, and I met Elka and Stacey. They're the people who looked after us so well last time, and she went out of their way to say, come and have a look and show what we've done. So when we got there last time, it was in the throes. It was mid refurb, even though things were pretty good. But the difference now, that large banqueting hall that we were in, the Britannia suite, but that's just been totally done out, and it's really, really nice. All the corridors have been recarpeted. You'll recall when we were there, the gymnasium and that was all in the process of being refurbished, pain in the butt at the time for some probably, but that's all finished now. So honestly, it's like a new venue. Anyway, so what we've done is we've put a little brochure together for you. Can't get away from pictures of me and you, Daz, can they? Unlucky. And people you can just work your way through this brochure. It gives you history of the hotel, the development of the hotel, all the way up to present day refurbishments, what the bedrooms are like, some really cool rooms, some really smart stuff. But then more importantly, your packages that are available to you. Let me put your menu out of screen for a minute. That's the various prices for the relevant packages. So you've got various choices. You might have a 3-night stay or a 2-night stay, whatever you want. There's so many different options, and there were a few people, not too many. I think there was probably about 6 or 7 who maybe lived locally and only wanted to come to the dinner, and that's still available. So if you don't want to stay in the hotel and you don't want the Friday night goings on either, that's cool. You're still more than welcome to come and book on and just book yourself in for the gala dinner, and that'll only cost you 35 quid for the night. So on the last page of your brochure, you've got the ways that we're communicating with people. You've got the Facebook group. These are links, by the way, in the brochure. I won't click them now, but clickable links in the brochure. So I for one, was really chuffed on the uptake of the Facebook group. So Daz and I thought, right, we need a specific Facebook group for this event. It's really important. And the uptake was massive. I think we've got about 800 people in there now, Daz, or something. It's really quite phenomenal. And then we've got this YouTube channel. This enables Daz and I just to not only put stuff out there, but put stuff out there that remains out there, and people around the world who might not even be coming to the dinner. They might not have no interest in attending the dinner, but they might have some kind of tenuous links with the RAMC or people who are involved in the dinner or going to the dinner, and they can watch that, and it's there forever. And that's really important. That's why we've got the YouTube channel. And so at the back of the brochure, you've got the Facebook group, the YouTube channel, and then a final link there where you can click on and go to the brochure. Let's get rid of that altogether, Daz, and then we can just do our quick wash up. We've actually got people watching this live now, so hello to you guys. I don't know who it is watching. I can't see who is watching, but if you have any comments to make or you want to add anything, quickly type it into the YouTube box,
Dick,
and it will come up.
Dick's done all this himself. He all the design of the brochure, the information. He's gathered it all in, and we all know, those of us who work with Dick or joined up with Dick as I did, we know how thorough he is in things like this. So again, not just thanks from me, Dick, from all of us. Thanks for bringing things together so brilliantly and thoroughly. The only other thing, well, 2 or 3 things I thought I wanted to emphasize. We've stuck virtually to the same format, right down to the same menus. Yes, there's a few more options, but everything worked. Most things worked really, really well. That was the feedback we got. So we're not reinventing the wheel here. What I also loved, you saw the photo at the start of the brochure, is the balance between, and we took this from Mick and Mac, and then Jeff and Ray, who took on before us. I loved the formality bit at the start, and then the informality bit. There was a really great balance of that. And you saw the standard bearers were absolutely brilliant, so professional and meticulous in their preparation weeks before the event, as they always are. So they'll be part of the event again. And then Tao, Dr. Tao, what a marvellous opening to the evening as well, with her song in Ardis Fidelis. She's got a few more now as well, I think.
I know, yeah.
So,
we're watching that.
So she'll be part. She's already committed. She doesn't charge us at all. She gives her fee to the RMC charity, as we know as well. So we're keeping that formality at the start, and then we'll have a band. Dick and I haven't discussed this too thoroughly yet, other than we'll have something different to the Daisy Bells. The Daisy Bells serve their purpose. And we'll probably look at something a little bit more bandy. Some of you might know that Dick and I like our guitars. So we're not going to go down the route of AC/DC or Bruce Springsteen necessarily, but something a little bit more rocky that covers the whole period from probably the 50s up to the present day. So that's what we want. That's what we'd like to see. If you have any specific ideas or bands that you've seen, then feel free to share with us. Dick and I are not averse to get into a car and going out to see these bands again.
Yeah.
To vet. That's what we used to do in our younger days, so why not now? What was the other thing? The formality, the informality. Also, the thing that we loved best about this event was there is no ranks. There are no ranks. I suppose there is. We know the people that attend. Some of them very, very senior, and they don't even. And then we've got people that have just served 2 or 3 years, and perhaps didn't even make land school plan. It doesn't blinking matter. They're all wonderful people, and that's what the weekend's all about: getting together and sharing stories again.
Yeah, big good crack. Looking
there
forward
was one
to
other
it.
thing. What was it? The formality. There's no ranks. We want
Well,
to
what you think of that? Let me say a big thanks to. So I was wondering who Britain 55 was, and it's Brian. So thanks, Brian. And Brian, I don't know if you've just joined us, because there's a few watching now. There's a few on there, and we did say, Brian, thank you when we first started the little chat to your good self, sir, for being one of the test pilots on the form, along with Phil Vandenberg, Jeff McGowan, and Daz and Linda, and a couple of others. So thank you for that. Yeah, good, excellent. So, Daz, what was the final thing?
No, I think finally just tell your mates, let's share it. Oh, this is even more poignant now. This is the third thing. See what happens, Dick? It happened last time, didn't it? Should make notes, shouldn't I? But no, it's even more poignant now because we've all seen the changes with the merging of the 3 cores, etc., and we've all had a bump of the gums of the good and bads and pros and cons of that. This event will still be the RAMC Reunited dinner every 2 years. That's until we're directed otherwise, and if we are directed otherwise, then we'll probably stand our ground there. It's the RAMC dinner, Reunited dinner, just like Mick and Max started, and Ray and Jeff carried on. That's what it's all about. So it's even more poignant that we share this with our mates of all areas. Let them know that we can take up to 350 people. We got nearly 200.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah, 350 people, and even then we could get more as well if necessary. So yeah, let's make it a big event, and all our mates there that we like to spend.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is very poignant timing, and the feedback from the last dinner, from that first one that we did, was very, very good, and we obviously got back and thanked everyone for that feedback. That was really, really, really good, because it was our first one, wasn't it? But I think that, this will be an event like last time. Plus, I know that for a fact, because the word got out pretty quickly, and I noticed it was being spoken about in many of the Facebook groups related to Royal Army Medical Corps. And so, as you've just said there, if people could widely spread this message, when we put stuff on our Facebook page, or we get a video like this, for example, share it across the board. And what we would like to try and encourage is to try and capture those people who have not so long ago left the Royal Army Medical Corps. Get that cohort who maybe have been out 1, 2, up to 5 or 6 years, because they're not really that well represented. Now, as you and I know you've already had conversations with people from our sort of group, the likes of Jono, Simon. We want to try and get people like Jono along, and people from our time, early 80s.
Gareth
Yeah,
Moore.
Jock Taylor. So if you're listening, guys, and in fact you are going to listen, because we're going to tag you in afterwards. So
Pat Hoyt.
Yeah, get in, boys. Come and join us. It's a fantastic event, and if it's going to have longevity, we need to spread the people. We need to spread the sort of age cohort coming along. So let's do that widely, and we'd appreciate that as well. So talk loud and clear wherever you want to. Right, and Daz, so it's 11:55. Hey, we've done well. We kept it to less than half an hour.
Yeah.
I think we did well there, because we normally yak on like can't normally shut us up, can you?
And we'll give you regular updates, so we know the first thing I look at, who's attending. We want to see that guest list. So again, on probably a monthly basis at least, we'll keep you updated on what the list looks like. I'm just going to say this again, Dick, if you don't mind. our intention to gather the data, to get the seating plan is also a motive. We know that. We will do our very, very best, and this is going to help us do even better than we did last time. However, please bear in mind, without mentioning any names, there's 5 or 6 people, probably a few more. Everybody wants to sit with them. You can guess who they are. You're like, literally, I want to sit with him. I want to sit with her. And that's all okay. But please bear in mind that, that there's 10 or 12 to the table, and we can't have 30 or 40 people around that table. So what we try to do then is we balance it off when we go to them. Okay, who do you want to sit with? And we balance. So we try to get that best fit, which I know all of you will understand is not always easy to do, but we will do our very best, best job to publish that there.
Well, it's always easy for me because nobody wants to sit with me, so I have my little table all by myself in the corridor.
Yeah, me and Dick just have a table of 4. We just have a table of 4 in the corner. And we use their room.
All right, mate. Cool. All right. I think we've covered it all off, mate. I think we're looking good. We're the ball's rolling. And we will make sure everyone's kept up to date, just like Daz has said. So come back regular, come back to the Facebook group in particular. Any big updates, anything, we'll do a live, and it gets out to everybody. Share it as much as you like, and you know where we are. Get in touch. Any ideas, suggestions, whatever. We are all ears, and we will.
And just one thing, Dick, right at the end here that perhaps we've forgotten. I think you did show it on the screen there without actually mentioning it. The pricing is keen. I was worried last year. I don't think it's been bumped up too much at all. I haven't done the maths, maybe 2 or 3%, which is amazing. I was worried last year that the pricing was too keen, and whether they'd actually stay alive, the hotel chain. So I'm less worried about that this year. So yeah, there you can see the price in there. It's they're good rooms, great food. There's lots of add-ons as well that you'll remember that Dick will be publishing as days and weeks go by. So yeah, pricing is keen. We do a special deal on the beer, which is an amazing price as well. Dick's cut some deals on 0 alcohol beer as well. Which I know is important to some of you. So yeah, pricing we know is an issue. That's what, we're not at the grand 5-star hotel or anything, but this place really does punch well above its weight in terms of pricing and quality.
Yeah, and the final thing, and then we'll close the thing, is the way they looked after us was like, wow, we were really, really chuffed, weren't we? We just went out of their way. We know we're going to get the same again. Great team, Elka, Stacey, and the whole of that team. They'll pull all the stops out again, and they did us a great job. So yeah, there we go. Daz, thank you very much for your time, matey. And for those still watching, thank you very much. We've got people who stayed till the very end. What's that all about? This is a first. There's a thing. Yeah. Everyone take care, stay safe, have a fantastic weekend of remembrance, of course, and we will catch up with you soon.